All right, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful Wednesday, a little chilly today. Didn't we start to see the temperature chill a little bit? So we experienced some heavy wind. I got my scarf on and I'm excited to be here in front of you. It's kind of cool to finally get dressed in the warmer clothes now so I could bring back some of that old other clothes that I haven't worn in a while and then bring it back out. And thank you all for being here on time. So we'll do what we normally do. I know Sylvia's coming back from the caravan, so she'll probably pop in a little bit later. I'll start with the affiliates to right now. And John was the first one in. He's always on time. I appreciate and love that. So John, you're first, and then Scott.
Thank you, Calvin. I appreciate it very much. It's a pleasure and always a privilege to be a part of your meetings. And I love all your insights. Hi, everyone. John Wax with SNAP NHD, Natural Hazard Disclosure Reports. I just want to remind you, fourth quarter means starting over. Right now is the best time to reach out to your sphere of influence and ask them how they're doing, what their plans are for the holidays, and possibly get some deals going. If not from them, they know people who are doing transactions and who need help. I just want to also remind you that we do have the free renters report, and it is required for any leases that you're going to be doing, and it is free. And you can get your NHD tax and environmental reports at time of listing. There's no charge unless it closes escrow, and it's a great way you to take on a listing appointment so that you could grab the business because you know all about the property, whether it's taxes, what kind of zones, hazard zones they may be in, and be able to consult with them. And then even better, you'll know whether or not the property is affected by and needs to be used the fire hardening and defensive space disclosure CAR form, which is in our reports that you can now consult and say, hey, I already know about this. I know how we're going to handle it. And we can talk to my team. John Wax is part of my team, and we can discuss how we want to deal with that. I'm here for you from the beginning of the time you order the report all the way through the transaction. And I wish you a wonderful rest of October and a great fourth quarter. And my information will be in the chat. Thank you, Calvin.
Awesome. Oh, appreciate all the information, John, and all the good work and service you do for all of the agents. We'll do Scott next. I don't want him to get in a car accident, so let's get you over with so that way you can get on with the day. All right, Scott.
All right, cool. I just pulled into a parking lot right now. This Sears that's closing down. But I just want to say that, okay, so we're a broker over here at Journey Mortgage Advisors. That means we have access to multiple lenders. And what's good about that is that we will shop the loan for your client so we can get them the best deal. The way I say it is, you know, if you're going to be out there, you can't have just one product. You have to have multiple lenders, multiple products, outside the box products. You need to be able to provide, if it could be done, you know, you need to be able to do it for your clients. So I'm Scott Shimamoto, Journey Mortgage Advisors. Brokers are better. Thank you, Calvin. Go Sure Spartans basketball. I'll get that email, and I'll probably drop off here and then come back on the computer in about 5 minutes so I can hear the rest of this.
Awesome, Scott.
Thanks
you for being
here.
Thanks,
Calvin.
And then I'll do next with Pamela McSweeney and Pamela, and then we'll do Brandon.
Hi, thank you. Love this scarf, Kellen. I'm going to get mine out. They're all up in the attic, so I'm going to get those out today.
Right.
Hi, everyone. Pam with American Home Shield and NHD. For home warranties, if we need to do a second opinion, please let me know. Maybe the first opinion was a gray area. Maybe it wasn't a covered item. I will pay for a second opinion. So the homeowner does not need to pay another service fee or anything. So I just want them to know that we do care and we are going to try. So please remember that. And two, the NHDs are $50 till the end of December. That's also including environmental. If you have not seen a sample of it, please email me, text me, call me, and I'll send you a sample. And so I can do business with you. So call me anytime. I'm here. Thank you so much for letting me be on the call. Bye, everyone. Be safe. Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. Awesome.
Big game tomorrow night. Big game.
It is. So how about that, Brandon? We got you next, and then Nancy Chan.
Perfect. Thanks, Kelvin. Hope everyone's having a fantastic October so far. If you guys were able to join us on the virtual car expo last week and you're able to stop by our booth, we are going to announce the winner of our vacation giveaway. So hopefully it's your office. I'm putting in fingers crossed for you guys. Other than that, I don't know if you guys saw, there is a fire up in Santa Barbara County right now. It's pretty bad right now. So again, we are still in fire season. As we know, California, we have lots of fires. And so make sure when you are, letting your clients know that when you're getting those NHD reports, they're able to see whether they live in those high or very high severity zones. And I do have a lot of great resources. We work with CAL FIRE a lot. So if you need checklists or anything that you wanted to market to people and say, hey, just thinking about you, I have a lot of that information and a lot of those resources. And then also, if you ever have clients who have very specific questions regarding the NHD, we have our geological staff that is available to answer those specific questions. In the last couple of weeks, I've had a couple of those where people wanted to know the specifics of whether they're in those fire zones, those flood zones, kind of how that pertains to those flood certificates. If you have those very analytical clients that really like the details, we have the staff who has the experience to really talk to that. I'm going to put my info in the chat. And again, I'll get back to you guys whether or not you won the giveaway. I hope you did.
All right. I was there at the director meetings. I didn't stop by the booth. I apologize, Brandon. I had busy meetings, but I appreciate you sharing and letting us know that we had the opportunity. So to Nancy, you're up next, and then Angie Tang.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, go Dodgers. That was exciting. Thank you, everybody. It's been a little cold, but then it's not cold to start working hard in this hot market. So get your business plan together. Start doing some marketing for yourself, because I just finished my business plan, and it's hard this year because you got to tweak what you've done well, and it's been busy. So everybody needs to do that. And I think for 30 somewhat years, I've earned your business and you trust me with my title opinion. So thank you so much. Nancy Chan, Lawyer's Title. Thank you.
Thanks, Nancy. Great seeing you again. And Angie?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Kelvin. Good morning, Coldwell Banker. I wanted to talk about prospecting. We've got about approximately 70 days left till the year is done. That is insane. That means you got to rock and roll now, get moving, start prospecting, get a list from us. Title companies have very different types of lists. We have a ton of different amounts we can do, like the ones that just got married, the ones that are moving, the ones that are going out of state. We can pull all types of things. Just use us as your resource. We're here to help you grow your business. The more successful you guys are, the more successful we are. So we have to work as a team, and let's plow through the rest of the year and start first quarter strong. Angie Tang, Stewart Title. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. And I love how she brings up the farming and prospecting, and that's important because when there's life significant changes, divorce, weddings, babies, all that good stuff, the deaths, that's not the good stuff. But when there is significant changes, there is definitely changes to be made in real estate, decisions to be had, and, financial family changes as well. So thanks for sharing that. And 70 days left is exciting because I was actually already also looking at now to the end of the year, planning ahead and looking at some of everyone's production as well. So I was looking at that, looking at our awards criteria, looking at who's very close there. And we do, because it takes 30 days to close, we need to start. Some of you guys are at the threshold. So I put together and sent you the awards criteria for 2021 in Coldwell Banker. And that's in the message board as well. I'll talk about that in a second. Lastly, I want to share and invite Mark Wu to the stage to join us. Welcome. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, everybody, and let's go Dodgers. Mark Wu with Allstate Insurance. You saw some major wind come through on Monday, and that there were a lot of trees that fell on houses, on cars. I'm just reminding my realtors that if they have a listing and it happens to be their seller's tree that fell on their neighbor's house, know that they don't have to put the claim on their seller's homeowners. It's actually the neighbor's homeowners that takes care of that insurance. So that way you don't file a claim and then it hits and pings the seller's home and delays the escrow. anyways, I'm always here to assist you folks. 33 years in business and ready and able to help you guys out. Thank you.
Good reminder. I remember driving that weekend and I was just driving and it's all of these things I had to maneuver and watch the road and drive a little bit slower just because it was so windy and there's so much debris on the road. But that's terrible if trees fall because people don't take care of the trees and branches. So
Right.
good to know. Good to know that. Appreciate that. Was there any other affiliates that I missed, or else we get started?
I'm here,
Oh,
Kelvin.
I'm sorry. Okay, Unita. Great. Unita, join
Hi.
us, and you're up next and last. Close us out with the affiliates.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Unita Wu from Home Warranty for America, your 13 months. I just want to remind everybody to please order your home warranty ahead of time as well, because a lot of time, like the sellers or the buyers do need an estimate for the HUD. So then please, if you have any ordering, send it over to me directly. We are asking for $50 gift card in the return of buyer's email address and the phone number. So if you have a client that asking for the promotion, please give me their buyer's email address and the phone number. And lastly, thank you again for your support. I appreciate you, and 13 months, and we're here to help you anytime. Thank you again.
Thanks, Unita, for jumping in. And really, I just want to connect everyone. That's really the purpose of sales meetings here, is to connect all of us together, get to know each other. We got great professionals. We got great affiliates that are giving great service to you and your clients. Does any agents have any questions that they want to ask the affiliates? If not, let's go ahead and jump into the slides. Just want to connect, and we're going to use the acronym BPT today, and it's called Bringing People Together. And so I'm going to share with you, because we're going to have an event this week as well as next live. So I know COVID's been around, and I know there's a lot of stuff in terms of fears, but I think we're all used to it. And actually, I think quite honestly, a lot of us are just waiting to have an event. So we're going to have a little event I'll talk about on Friday, 12 o'clock, 12:30, as well as next week. I'll be teaching a class live. So we're going to get into, you guys see the slides right now? I just want to make sure you guys see what I'm seeing. Great.
Yes.
So we'll start today with our little inspiration. Every morning, you have two choices: continue to sleep with your dreams, or wake up and chase them. I'm going to look at this and think about how I wake up in the mornings, and I'm like, how do you wake up in the mornings? And question and say, are you the one and type to just push snooze, continue to dream, continue to just, oh, it's the morning, and you kind of look with the negative attitude? Or do you wake up? Do you feel inspired? Do you feel well rested? Do you feel that you're energetic and excited to make and accomplish and achieve your dreams today? Okay. I hope you transition and change your attitude, because it really is a mental shift that each day is an opportunity for you to do something great, to connect with someone that you haven't connected in a while, to build your relations and your friends and your family, and ultimately to accomplish what your bucket list, what your to-do list. And really, the more that you check off the boxes and cross the things out that you needed to get done, the more you feel excited about what you've done. So just want to make sure you're making the right choice when you start from the beginning. And that even starts from the night before, when you get a well night's rest, because that's how you really start off right. So we're back, we're open, and we're doing live events. So still going to be practicing COVID-19 precautions, face masks, and safety until things become a little bit better. But I do know more of our population is getting vaccinated. We can have children now get vaccinated, teenagers. So as the more of the LA population gets there, hopefully there'll be a little bit more a total, a win against COVID. I was talking about awards, planning for the rest of the year, and I just wanted to share with you the criteria we're using for 2021. Nationally speaking, in Coldwell Banker, we actually have a very relatively a simple goal. Okay, it's to achieve at least to get to the first award category as an individual. It's 125,000 gross commissions in 1 year, or 18 units. Like if you sold 18 small condos, it doesn't really matter, whichever way you do. But this is an achievable goal. No, namely because one, we're in LA, okay, and our price points are much higher than it is in the flyover states, in the Midwest, in the East, in some of the East Coast areas. So we have an advantage because we have the ability to earn higher commissions because of our higher sales prices. And when you get to the next threshold as a Diamond Society Award winner, this is 175,000 or 25 units. I just want to keep you in mind because I have 5 of you that have already hit the mark in Temple City, and I have 4 of you who are on the track. So I'm very excited to see that we're going to potentially double our award winners from last year. And that's a true statement of your professionalism, your dedication to your craft. And hopefully I can even exceed more than 10 award winners. I know Arcadia is doing very well too. We got Henry Liu as one of our best agents, as a President's Circle member, as well as Angel Lau. Danny High is hitting that mark, and I'm very, very proud to see a lot of our professionals reaching a new height, reaching in a new award, and I really want to celebrate that accomplishment with you because it really is a great accomplishment. So if you need help getting to your awards, or you want to ask me about where you track that, I'm very, very happy to help see where you're at and plan accordingly. Any questions on awards? All right. So I'm changing it up a little bit and upcoming events for next week's training. I'm going to be doing a little session that I wanted to do live for a couple of purposes and reasons. Okay. So on Tuesday, 10/19 at 2 o'clock, I'll be teaching a class, and my focus and topic at 2 p.m., I'm going to be teaching the fundamentals of commercial real estate. This is by request. A lot of you have been asking for some lessons and learning how to do commercial, jumping into the arena of a whole new animal than it is from residential real estate. And I'd like to share a lot of the important things that you need to understand when you're jumping into to me, it's a whole new field and industry than residential real estate. So what we were going to be talking about, this is going to be a 2-part session because I cannot teach all of this in one sitting, in one class. I hope you can join us live. I really only want the people who are going to be focusing on commercial. This is not going to be the basics real estate or this and this. I'm going to go at a higher level and a higher speed, but I want to make sure this will be the introduction, I guess, to commercial. We're going to talk about industrial buildings, retail buildings, the differences between how to treat a contract difference from a multifamily or an office building or land. There's more than that too as well. There's agricultural, there's things for development, and there's a bunch of different things that you need to be able to decipher and understand. And when it comes to the language of speaking commercial real estate, we got to know the differences. We got to know the types of leases that are in place, or what is the plan, whether it's the gross lease or a modified gross. What is a CAM fee, which is a shared plaza perhaps, or a shared office. That I want to speak about and teach you guys how do we kind of clue in what is a better deal or not. And so when we really go out on the field and try to do a transaction, the first thing we're going to have to do is learn how to prepare a letter of intent. So if you want to learn how to do a letter of intent and speak the jargon of commercial brokers, I could tell you that is going to be make or break in your career in real estate, because if you don't speak their language, you're not going to get your foot into the commercial arena at all. That's primarily because commercial brokers don't want to work with residential real estate agents. To be quite honest, if I'm dealing with a residential real estate, someone who's got a rookie in commercial, as a commercial broker, if I'm the listing agent, I'm not going to work with you or try not to work with you, because I'm going to be holding your hand the entire way. You're going to be making me do all the extra work and all the due diligence, and you're having no clue how to get this transaction closed. So when you speak the commercial language, that's how you get someone to call you back. Because the commercial brokers, if you call them, they're not going to return your call. Okay. But I know how to get them to call you back. There's certain tips I can share with you. And it's basically being able to relate on the same frequency. And if you're not on the same frequency, you're not going to get the connection. So another part of this is called analysis. Okay. There's a lot of commercial properties out there. How do we evaluate its value? How do we evaluate you could base it upon its income. You can base a commercial property by its vacancy, by its tenants. You can base it by its lease contracts that are income receiving, and you can do it by its potential. Maybe it's not being its highest and best use. Commercial real estate is all about maximizing highest best use, working with the city, working with them on seeing what their needs and wants are, what are the zoning requirements for the area, setbacks, building requirements, parking ratios, as well as the type of business. Yes, it is true. There's a reason why you see on Las Tunas Drive and San Gabriel Valley, there's all these Chinese restaurants. There's a lot of massage parlors here that's unique to our area. And the city has the right to say, I don't want any more Chinese restaurants. I want this corner location over here to be something non-Asian or Italian or American. They can say stuff like, I don't want any more massage parlors. We're not issuing any new business permits. And if you notice that, that's kind of the business being able to, the city being able to control the type of businesses, the type of usages. And ultimately, if there's large enough projects, there's also things called community hearings that could potentially make or break a business or investor or investment on the development of a property if it's not conforming to the usage of the parcel or the area. Because when you wanted to make something into something like medical, or you want to make a spot to have a gas station or to have a specific type of other related field, you got to get a conditional use permit. You got to pass and send all these newsletters and share where the community has an opportunity to vote for or against and speak at community hearings that is conditionally approved. So there's so many obstacles. There's CEQA out there. If you're doing a major development for a hotel or for a big building, CEQA is a California authority that has the right, if you have any development that could potentially harm the environment or harm or whatnot, that stuff that's going to be problematic in your development when you have CEQA trying to fight you on your development. So I'm going to give you my broker advice. I'm going to give you transactional real life issues that we've experienced and encountered. That things are very, very situational, specific to each parcel, because some are managed well. Some properties have a lot of deferred maintenance. Some of them have great tenants, and some that are like AAA rated tenants, like a McDonald's or a big franchise like 7-Elevens, or things that you can count on them to maintain their place, and they don't move at all. They always renew their leases. And then you have other tenants that are mom and pops, or that are very small funded independent businesses that don't invest into their building, don't reinvest into maintenance, and therefore they could lead to poor over time, a poor tenant. So you got to do a lot of due diligence, guys. And how do you do diligence on a commercial real estate property? Oh, building looks great. Oh, okay. It has nice paint. It has nice new air conditioning. There's more than that when you do diligence with the building. You got to do stuff like city zoning. You got to look at allowable usages. You even have to look at small stuff when you do due diligence on a building, such as the soil, okay? Because if you're going to look and build something or make a 2-story into a 3-story, you got to do soil inspections. You got to do environmental phase 1 impacts. How does this impact the community? How does it impact the traffic? How does your parking? What kind of trees are you planting outside? So the city has a lot more say in what you're doing and how many fire sprinklers you're going to need. They're going to ask you about how many exits do you have for fire safety? Stuff like this, you don't even think about. But I can tell you as a broker and doing this commercial real estate, even as a development, I've learned so much from you guys. I've learned so much from my father, and I want to share this with you. So the other thing to learn about is how to read and interpret in OM. It's called an offering memorandum. And I can always tell you, don't trust what's always printed in front of you, because that's what they want you to see. You can see many offering memorandums with the wrong information or the wrong tax information that could kind of misconceive or kind of misconstrue the information that you're trying to learn, which is, oh, what's the cap rate? What's the income? Oh, it generates this kind of gross rent. Okay, great. I'm very happy. And then the gross rent, you find out that the landlord has to pay all the taxes, and they have to pay all the maintenance, and they got to pay all the utilities. There's stuff like that that could really be night and day. So I hope you want to learn it. And so that's part one. 1019, I'm not going to be doing this online because my information and my content is too valuable to share. So if you want to really learn commercial, you make your attempt to be here next week, 2 o'clock. And the following November 2nd, I'll be teaching part 2. This is going to have a little different theme. And I'm inviting a really great commercial agent as well, who's one of ours. I bred her from the ground up. Sitong Liu, Lara, you guys all know her. She has been an amazing commercial real estate agent since she only started 3-4 years ago. And I can tell you, she made the transition. She made the decision to be a commercial broker. I talked to her a lot about her transactions, how to do it. And she made the concerted effort to spend time learning the field. She bought into CoStar, okay? She's a professional, pays a monthly membership, and has the data to serve her clients. And she has done tons of transactions. I can tell you she's already done 20 plus commercial transactions since the last, 18, 19 months. And she's a queen at business opportunities. She sold probably so many businesses that you've walked into here on Valley, here in City of Industry, and on Colima. So if you want to learn how to lease a property, she's put a lot of deals together. I want to ask her a lot of questions. She told me she's excited to share with some of you about what she's learned and encountered, and how she made her jump from a rookie into a great broker. She's an award winner this year as well. So I'm very excited to have her join us and teach and share on this panel. And I want to also really just tell you there's a difference in terms of how you contact a commercial listing broker. Because if they share information and they say, hey, here's our offering memorandum, send us offers, it's not just so simple as putting together an offer. You got to work it. You got to talk to the broker. You got to make them feel comfortable that your client is well qualified and prepared. And you got to negotiate a ton of things just besides the price. In residential real estate, it's price focused. In commercial brokerage, it's time focused as well. It's term focused. And if you don't know what terms that make that could put the deal together, you're just going to be ignored. Okay. Commercial agents and brokers don't follow the code of ethics, guys. If you notice from the NAR code of ethics, that falls to all realtors. We are realtors, but code of ethics is an animal that they don't respect or belong to. So they will call on other people's listings. They will call your client. They will, if you don't have a confidentiality agreement, an NDA signed, you might lose your deal, and they might go after your client without your knowledge. Okay. So at the end of the day, we don't have an NAR or code of ethics to bind them to certain agreements. And trust me, okay, they are looking out for themselves and their clients. So when you deal with commercial, you better be on your toes. And so learn to differentiate yourself as well. Laura's differentiated herself very, very well, whereas the clients chase her because no one knows how to sell a business. And so when one business owner sells, they refer more and more clients to her because she does a great job. It's the experience that really helps, because it's very, very hard to get your first few transactions in commercial done. So I'm excited to share this with you live in the classroom I need to have a class, a chalkboard when I teach to you. So mark your calendars if you want to learn it. If you're not, that's fine too, because it's not for everybody. We have our sales meetings on next 2 weeks on 10/13 and on 10/27 right before Halloween. So that still will be Zoom. Someone asked me if we're going to do a live sales meetings, and I want to plan for 2022 somewhere in the beginning of the year to transition to live sales meetings. Okay. I want to bring people together, like Sylvia says, BPT. And we're also going to do that in another way besides bringing people together in our commercial class. We're going to do a little theme here, kind of a spontaneous little event on Friday, 10/15. Sylvia, can you share a little bit about what we're doing on 12:30 p.m.? You're on mute, Sylvia. You're on mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Hey, everyone. It's great to be here. I saw some of you over at Caravan this morning. It was pretty awesome. I got some live hugs, so it was really cool. So BPT, that's my acronym with bringing people together. BPT, this Friday is National Bosses Day. And we're celebrating National Bosses Day, but at the same time, we're also going to celebrate our receptionist's birthday. And we are so excited for Jael's birthday. A potluck in any culture, I want everyone to know that a potluck is bringing people together. It's not about being cheap. It's not about money. It's not about this or that. It's about bringing people together. And that's what I love to do best, because again, we're an agency with a lot of heart. See, an agency with a lot of heart. We're having a great response from people. And those of you that have a little resistance, just show up and just eat. You know, who cares? We welcome everybody. So this Friday, we invite all of our affiliates, we invite our realtors, we invite our bosses. Kelvin, tribute to you, Kelvin. You're a great boss. And I have nothing but respect for you and your family and the people that I have influence over here at the office feel the same way. And I'm very excited about that. Behind me here, I have Fiona, Helen. Fiona is a really cool person, has gotten some leads here with leases. Now she's listing. We've got people that are running. Now, for the potluck, don't wonder what to bring. Just let me know what you want to bring. We'll put it on the list. So far, we have somebody bringing gumbo. I'm bringing chile con carnita con chile, and that is basically, you know, a hot sauce over some white rice. Looks like Mary's going to bring some Chinese food. And as you can see, it doesn't matter if we're a boss or not a boss. It doesn't matter if it's our birthday, not a birthday. Jael's bringing something. So this is what this is all about, is bringing people together. Remember, BPT. So you can bring store-bought for those of you that are bachelorettes, don't cook. You can go to the shopping store, bring something, just bring it or bring yourself. We're gonna have some music, we're gonna have some dancing, and it's time to start doing the Roomba, and it's time to just put ourselves out there and release some stress. So with that said, I hope that gives you enough information. That's this Friday, the 15th at 12:30. Show up, let's gather, and let's share some stories. Let's bring us back together. On this note, I end this. Thank you, Kelvin.
Thanks for sharing that, Sylvia. And Arcadia agents are welcome too. It's for
Absolutely.
everybody. I just wanted to make sure
Absolutely.
we want to see and share and connect and bring us all together and closer and celebrate our diversity. I love the fact that you're bringing your chili con carnitas. I love Chinese food too. I love celebrating
Me
and
too.
seeing a lot of different eclectic meals and different kind of flavors, because that to me celebrates what we're all about here at Dynasty. We have such a diverse group and we come from such different backgrounds. And if we're all the same, then we're boring. And so I want to hear about what your nationality or your or ethnicity, your favorite foods are. So that's cool. Join us, and I just miss seeing a lot of you guys, and I think that's hopefully just a way for us to still be connected together. So great. Any news from the caravan you want to share before we go to the next caravan to the listings?
There was about 10 listings on Caravan. We had a lot of Zoomers. There was more Zoomers than there were people. We're probably about under 30 of us that were there, combined with the affiliates. I think we had more affiliates maybe than we did realtors, but it was a kickstart. So great houses out there. Make sure that you show up to these caravans and be the first one to have an opportunity, because the houses are there, guys. They're there. And on that note, Kelvin, am I going to have a management moment, or can I share something really quick?
Share it. Go ahead.
Okay, so back to culture. I have this book that I'm reading, and I would encourage everyone to read it. And it's a great Harvard review, and it's building on great culture. And that's what we've been focusing on here since we've joined, is focusing on culture, what our company culture is, what we're about, exploring emotional culture. We all have different emotional cultures. We're all different people. We gather and we input the needs that need to be fixed, and the needs that need to be initiated. Improving collaboration. I think improving collaboration anywhere, and it can be in a church, it could be at a grocery store, it could be here under a roof, there, anywhere. Foster a culture of trust. That's so important, to foster a culture of trust. We're all adults, but some of us have little people inside, and we have clutter in our head. That's helping us get it out. And then articulate our new culture's mission, our values, and our expectation. And I know, Kelvin, that you've got that together, and it's about this small. So it's going to come condensed a little bit, right? And then dealing with resistance and roadblocks. And that's going to be an ongoing thing for the rest of our lives. And we're here. Just know that we're here. Kelvin's here, Mary's here, I'm here, Mark's here, Giles here. We're all here. We're here to support each other. We all have a talent. We all have a gift. Some of us excel at some things, some of us excel at other things. But at the end of the day, let's bring it together. Thank you. Appreciate that, Kelvin. Those are my
Awesome.
words today.
All right, let's get back to the slides, guys. And also excited to announce our September agent of the month is Anis Chow. She had a nice big closing, and I want to congratulate her hard work for Temple City branch. And Andy Fu had a great month as well. He got a couple closings, and I want to congratulate his hard work and efforts. And he's close to award status as well. He's on the corner borderline. And I want to see, hopefully, if you guys have an opportunity to take advantage of the AAR or West San Gabriel, there's different things to check out their calendar of events. Some of the ones that we handpicked. Don't forget that you and your clients, you guys are welcome to bring up to 4 boxes of paper to be shredded. So they're limiting it because there's been a ton of usage recently. But go ahead, and they will also allow e-waste items like TVs, electronics, laptops, cell phones, stuff like that. So go ahead, and no need to register for anything. Just want to keep you in mind. This is also this Friday, right before our BPT Bringing People Together event. So just drop off the boxes, go pick up some food, and then come on over. You also have a nice little training on the same day as well. This is Oscar Way. He is a great economist from CAR, and he's teaching a little bit about what's going on how COVID has impacted the housing market, and giving you a little bit of economic background, global economics that are changing and shifting how we should outlook real estate and its valuations. And then there's zip forms as well. So just go ahead and mark your calendars. There's a lot more classes as well. Just wanted to spotlight a few that are coming in this coming week. And if you ever wanted to watch the attorney speak about the new RPA purchase contract, I always just want to share this link in here for you to watch it, because the new purchase contract is coming out released in December, which is just 2 short months away. Why not stay ahead of the curve and know what the changes are? And Sylvia has just recently, 2 weeks ago, passed a certification course on the RPA to train and teach it. So I'm very excited. Maybe her and I will collaborate on a new purchase contract training to teach you what are the differences, but go ahead and learn from the attorney who's probably a lot more well-versed than myself and Sylvia. Don't forget, there are resources available at CAR. And one of them is regarding rent control by city. And just go ahead and type this or click on this link in the slides. It'll tell you about certain things like Glendale has a just cause eviction ordinance. And if you don't know what just cause is, well, I'm just telling you, there is a difference. You know, some tenants are breaching their lease agreement and they have pets when there are supposed to be no pets, or they add 3 more people who are living there that are not named in the lease. That's a breach of contract. That's a just cause reason that you can maybe get someone to be evicted. And then there's a no fault eviction. That could be somewhere where everyone's paying rent, everyone's in compliance, the tenant's good, except the landlord wants to occupy the unit for themselves or their family member, or the landlord wants to put it on the market to sell or do a substantial improvement. Those are differences where a no fault eviction may create or cause a situation where the landlord has to compensate the tenant if they want to leave. And if they do a substantial remodel, they actually have to, if they fall under statewide rent control, they have to give the first opportunity to that tenant to come back. I hope that's something you didn't know. So I'm just teaching you something I want to share with you, because I'm getting so many questions regarding tenancies and property management stuff that I don't want you to be answering these questions at all. I don't want you to be, I'd rather you give resources and give links and articles. Instead, let the client make the determination of what to do or handle their situation with their tenant. And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why this really speaks to everyone. Please focus and understand. We're in a different, we have city, we have county and federal and state protections. Okay. And when I say one thing, doesn't mean it applies everywhere. So you need to understand that you need to go locally as well as statewide as federally, what is going on. So I'm going to speak to you regarding what's all these tenant protections going on during this pandemic. So we all there was a national federal moratorium against evictions. That has ended September 30th. It's gone, okay? So the federal eviction moratorium that protected tenants is expired, and everyone thinks, okay, great, I can evict my tenant now. Okay, well, perhaps you can evict your tenant. There are things to consider, and there are things to really make sure of prior to taking any action or serving any notice. What do you got to worry about in California? Well, first of all, find out the city and state you're in. In this case, California has what's called AB 1482 that was adopted in 2019. It's also AKA Tenant Protection Act. What does this mean? Tenant Protection Act applies towards all multifamily dwellings, duplex, triplex, quadplex. That's the purpose of what it applied to, in which tenants are protected from statewide rent control, from landlords, egregious landlords who put significant rent increases. So it puts a cap. We all have seen this in the lease agreements. It's called the rent cap, okay? Whereas the state of the area and the local area, the county, you can do 5% plus the county's CPI index. I think it's I want to say 7.8 or 7.9% last year. So there's a maximum rent the landlord can charge from the year prior. Okay, and you could take it in 2 stances. You could take a 3.5 1 month, and then 6 months later, you can do another 3.5 to get you under the cap. It doesn't all have to be at once, but in the annual 12-month basis, that cap must be within there. If you exceed that cap, that is against the Tenant Protection Act, if it applies to you. I'm gonna speak about that. The second part of what this component of the statewide rent control talks about is regarding just cause versus no fault evictions. Just cause, yes, you can evict a tenant and they are in breach, so there's no benefits or compensation or protections to that tenant because they are violating their lease agreement. However, if it's a no-fault eviction in which the seller most commonly wants to sell the property and sell it with it's vacant because they know they can get top dollar from this really hot market, they're trying to get the tenant out for selfish reasons, which is, hey, I want to sell it vacant because that's what buyers want, or I want to fix the property, remodel, change the flooring because that's what buyers want, and they'll pay me top dollar for my home. True, it is, but when it's a no-fault eviction, guess what? If you falls under your category of statewide rent control, you got to compensate that tenant with relocation fees. Okay, it could be as low as 1 month of the rent. Okay, so it's not crazy, it's not ridiculous. It's not like I can never do it. I just got to compensate relocation fees, and 1 month is, to me, is reasonable. Okay, that's not like a big burden. It's something that as an investor that if, hey, you're going to get probably 5% over the market value or crazy offers, it's okay to pay or incentivize a tenant to leave. Okay, you're basically displacing somebody and their family. So I understand it, but in any case, this is a duty if you applies to you in statewide rent control. Now the question becomes, well, Kelvin, how do I know if it applies to me or not? Okay, well, this whole ruling was purposely designed for multifamily buildings, duplex, triplex, anything that has, multifamily units. Okay. However, the rule it excludes single families. If I have one single condo or I have 3 homes and they're all not lived in and they're all rented, occupied, I can have 3 single families that are excluded from the TPA, Tenant Protection Act, if I sent and delivered a notice of exemption. And that is our form in our lease agreements called RCJC, Rent Cap and Just Cause Addendum. And it's already automatically built into all the leases, but the boxes are not checked for you. The landlord is supposed to check the box whether they are exempt or not. I have seen more than 50% of our files in the lease agreements in which the landlord is leasing a single family or they're leasing a single condo, and they're not checking that RCJC form. Okay, but I'm not their mother, I'm not their property manager. I'm telling you, look out for that box, because if you leave it blank, that means you're telling the tenant that statewide rent control protects them in essence. And I would, if it's really a single unit, you should be checking that box. I'm not you, the landlord should be checking that box to notify them that they're exempted, because when you notify them, then you don't have to give any of these protections or none of this LA County statewide rent control of AB 1482 ever applies to that tenant because you've exempted yourself. But that was supposed to be delivered to them a year ago. And I don't know if your landlords did it. And so the question becomes, Kelvin, can I do this and this and this? And then I'm going to have to say, I can't tell you because I need more information. Did your landlord give them RCJC in the past? And they're going to say, they've been there a long time. They're month to month. And I'm going to say, I still don't know if you gave them the RCJC form. And then they're going to ask me, well, I don't think they did. And I'm going to say, well, I don't know the answer then, because this is where they got to speak to an attorney, an eviction attorney, or a local, someone who knows the area. And because I don't know if there's something citywide that protects them as well. So I'm going to tell you, city and counties may also adopt ordinances. And LA County adopted one 2 weeks ago, I think it's September 24th, in which they are protecting in Los Angeles County COVID-19 tenant protection resolution. So I'm going to bring up this article because I think it's important that you know what is going on. And then I'm going to get to the new listings. I'm just sorry. I just need to make sure you guys understand what the differences are. And we should not be giving that guidance. We should not be filling out the forms for them. We should not be sending these notices on their behalf, because I don't want you to fall and get accidentally into a litigation or complaint of improper notice or being responsible for the landlord in which the tenant finds some attorney help or housing assistance help. So there are protections in place for tenants whose finances were affected by the pandemic. These tenants had to have some COVID-19 job loss or loss of hours or some sort of notice provided where they can where they were supposed to give an opportunity to the landlord to help them, because Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors does not want to displace a lot of people being homeless or kicked out of their homes. This applies for residential and commercial tenants up until 2022. Okay, I think it's just January, February of 2022. Okay, now there are also citywide of Los Angeles moratoriums. It's like Pasadena, Beverly Hills, in which there are also protections even if the tenant did not pay any rent because of COVID reasons. Okay, so if you had that financial hardship, this article kind of tells you that you can still force you or to leave, okay, unless, and there are protections for seniors too. Unless you are older than 62, you have a disability or terminally ill or of low income status. You can't be evicted for non-payment, but you could still, the landlord could still pursue the rent after this eviction moratorium ends. Okay, so there's resources available. There's statewide funds where I already shared with you a couple of weeks ago regarding how to recover and utilize some of the state funds. And when they speak on commercial tenants, they're also trying to protect business owners, commercial tenants like retails and people who are behind on their rent because of lack of business. So the other article is actually kind of helpful as well. Let me get into that one real quick. Any questions? Okay, no questions. So you guys are all experts on this. And so go ahead and do some resource though, because in this article from LA County, this talks about the new, I want you to speak about and learn about the frequently asked questions about about the LA County tenant protection resolution that they passed on September 28th. Okay. So they just extend certain protections. It includes commercial tenants as well against evictions. And so basically this ends January 31st, 2022. It could be extended again. Okay. So what does it do? Okay. It provides renters the protection. They have to they have to notify their landlord through a self-certification process within 7 days of the rent being due, that they have extenuating circumstances. Oh, I lost hours. Oh, my employer fired me. Oh, I have medical problems and I have to pay all these bills. Oh, my mother-in-law has COVID. Great, those are all valid reasons. And if they provide a valid extenuating circumstance, the landlord cannot evict them. They have to provide tenants, certain rights, I guess, to say. And you can't evict them. This is really a defense, okay, for the tenants. So you can't even evict them if they have a breach, like they have pets or they have unauthorized occupants, like 5 other people living there, stuff like that. That still protects them, okay, in this period of time in Los Angeles County. So you can't even charge them late fees too as well if they had a valid excuse, okay. And if the landlord tries to evict them, there's resources. There's people out there that will give free hotlines and free information or guidance to fight you or pursue action against the landlord. Oh, but what landlord is trying to evict a tenant to move into the property or this and that? Well, they're protected, okay? It depends on when the year of the property was built, whether you served the RCJC form, and how long they've lived there as well. And you also got to give certain benefits, relocation fees. Okay, you must provide at least 60 days notice to the tenant as well and pay relocation assistance. Okay. So all of these, when you're asking me all these questions, you could talk to this hotline as well. You could be a landlord, have the landlord call the number instead of you being the one of being responsible for the information being provided. I would much rather you send them this article, this link, let them email or call or attend a webinar. Okay, they can ask questions to the teacher, and that way they get the information firsthand themselves instead of you being responsible. And citywide, I'm talking about LA County. The Board of Supervisors passed this rental ordinance for tenant protections. If you look at these cities, there's even additional layers of protections in the city of Monrovia, Pasadena, Pico Rivera, San Marino, South El Monte, and Los Angeles, Baldwin Park. These are all the ones nearby us within 10 minutes drive. So if you're leasing in these areas and you're trying to evict a tenant, you make sure your landlord reads these areas as well as the state, local, county, and city. Oh my God, so much stuff. So that's the resources. That's where you get it, learn it, share it, and avoid being a property manager. Let's get back to the slides. Any questions? If you miss anything or in the classes, you can always watch them in my YouTube channel, but I'm not putting my commercial class on here. My content in my lessons and my examples are too valuable to share online. So that's why I'm doing it live. And go ahead and use RentSpree to be the screener for your rental applications. I would not have you be the one verifying their employment and history and eviction history and all that stuff and asking questions. If you want the access, the sales meeting slides or anything else, I have all these stuff uploaded into the drive. Sylvia just shared the new forms that are added as well as the acronyms to the drive. And our social media pages are up there and going live and great. So please participate, contribute, like the content and the new posts because it helps push us out there with the algorithm, with YouTube and Google and all that important stuff that we should know about. And go ahead and go into our new listings. I want to share and celebrate a lot of cool stuff with you guys and your business. If you're here live, why don't you go ahead and speak about your listing and share anything you want to pitch? Because you need to be able to get more comfortable and know how to share and make that enthusiasm towards your listing. That's really important. Jimmy Osaki, he's got a brand new listing over here in 1757 Bradbury Drive, Montebello. Great affordable townhouse for $529,000. I imagine this is going to sell quickly because it's still pretty decently large at 1185. It's got a great location right up in the hills of Montebello, close to Costco, close to that area with a new shopping center. So go ahead and ask him if you have any questions or clients. Melissa, you're here, right? You want to share your listing for lease in Walnut? I think I saw you in here. Maybe she popped out. So Melissa's got a lease for 20911 Canyon Ridge Road in Walnut. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,306 square foot, nice single family home. Make sure you give the tenant the RCJC form because this should be exempt. And Anis Chow's got a nice lease over here in West Covina. 2148 Cameron Avenue, 3 beds, 1.75 baths, 1,609 square feet on a large 8,800 square foot lot. Talk to Addis if you have anyone interested in this lease as well. Henry Liu, you're here, right? Henry, you want to talk about 9723 Longden. Henry, you got this is offered at 1.188 million. Anything you want to share about this gorgeous looking home right here? I love you got the doors wide open. It's just inviting us right in. PUD 2004 built and has a nice tiled roof. 4 beds, 3 baths. If not, we got our new listing over here. 816 Fairview Avenue, Arcadia. You're getting a large 1873 square foot PUD. This is a single family PUD on a large shared driveway with the lucky price of $888,000. So talk to Jerry Ho. If you got anyone looking for this type of property, I think this is a great value because price per square foot is very low, lower than 460 square foot. So go ahead and talk to Jerry if you got anyone looking to buy for an affordable home in Arcadia School District. Another Temple City Schools. This is 1.938 million, 4935 Doreen Avenue, Temple City. Great single family location, huge 13,500 plus lot, huge 3,600 square foot home, and nice big entry, driveway, nice curb appeal. So talk to Henry if you got anyone looking in Temple City for this gorgeous, huge, huge home. Carmen Lee, congratulations on your condo in El Monte, 3673 square Alegria Drive. This is 3 beds, 2.5 baths, and only 2005 built for only $585,000. That's a nice deal. This should fly off the shelves. It's a nice looking community, looks well maintained, and not too old. So I'd be very happy to see how much activity, see how hot the market is. And don't forget, if you have a new listing, don't forget to do an open house. You're going to get so much activity. Make sure you post it on the MLS. It gets broadcasted. You'll get a better turnout and activity the earlier you post it out. And make sure you take advantage of that opportunity to meet a lot of new buyers that are coming your way. Bring some friends or help. And if you're not going to do the listing open house, let another colleague do it for you. Ask them, please. Let them have an opportunity to meet some of the other buyers out there if you're too busy not doing yours and taking full advantage of your listing. Your clients and your landlord or your seller wants it too. There's a new listing for lease from Steve Hang, 76 Sierra Bonita Avenue, number 4 in Pasadena, 1182 square feet for $3,200 per month. And nice little property under $3 a square foot. I like that he's compliant with the yard sign not in here. So awesome, Steve. Great job. Carmen Lee's got a nice little property for sale as well for $708,000. Great affordable price for 5251 Village Circle Drive condo. It's a 1423 square feet. This is a great affordable price. It's good Temple City area. You get the address and only $708,000. So talk to Carmen if you have someone looking to buy over here. And I love the closings because this is a time to celebrate. Pop the champagne. Edgar got 4144 Roland Ave, number 2, El Monte closed. $410,000 is sold for. It was a nice 951 square feet affordable townhouse. And that one closed. And he had challenges with this one. I'm just gonna let you know, not all HOAs have an HOA fee. And in this instance, this HOA, the community does not have any HOA fees. They voted against having a collection of what's called the community, the insurance, the fire insurance. So every building, every homeowner takes care of their own insurance. They don't have a building from the condo. They don't have a roof. They don't have any reserves. And that was problematic to this sale because a lot of banks and lenders were questioning or wondering, but he actually was very successful in changing the HOA rules. He did a very, very unique thing, which is petitioning all the homeowners in the 8-unit community, gathering meetings and meeting the resident homeowners in getting and petitioning with signatures notarized that changed the HOA because some of the members wanted an HOA, some people didn't. And he was able to change the whole community and made a difference for his seller as well. Joseph has a closing over here and Baldwin Park, 13145 Parkwood Place. Sold in its first week, over asking, great price, great home, remodeled condition, and very excited to see Gilbert also close on 237 North Millard Avenue in Rialto. Nice single family home, had 440,000 only, and yeah, this one closed with smooth, no problems. And Sylvia Ramos, she has a closing over here in El Monte, 11935 Fairview Street. Great looking 1685 square foot home for only 900,000 with a big 10,000 plus lot size. Great curb appeal photo. Congratulations, Sylvia. And Sam Chow, very, very proud of our new agent that joined us, guys. He just joined us 3 months ago. I announced it. Already put a deal together over here in Phillips Ranch, 8 Calle del Sol. He helped his buyers buy this under asking in a hot market and negotiated a great price. And he turned in a perfect file. Very happy to see Sam Chow close his first deal as a rookie agent, and excited for his bright career. If you haven't met him, he's a cool dude. And he knows how to leverage social media. If you like him on and see him on his page, he's definitely taking advantage of his sale and getting some activity from the post and his sphere of influence. Sharmona Clark closed a very tough deal over here, 18032 Flynn Drive. Excited for her young career and her success as well. 525,000 townhouse, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. And it was tough because those financing issues. It's an FHA buyer. It had a low appraisal. And guess what? What did she do? She didn't give up. She called me. She asked me, what do I do when the appraisal is $50,000 less than the price? And I gave her the advice. And I told her what to do. And I told her that just because that appraiser said it's $475,000 doesn't mean your client can't buy the home. It's just the FHA has to meet the appraisal value. And so what did she do? She challenged the appraisal. She supported with newer comps that were not used. And she got the appraisal to be recalculated and revalued. And it hit the mark enough to the point where her client got the FHA financing. They were only putting 3.5% down, didn't have a large reserves beyond that. And I'm very, very excited that she was successfully able to challenge the appraisal. How many times have you guys done that? Okay. She's 1 year in her career and she's already got that under her belt. And so excited that she stayed, persevered through that challenge with her client. Connie Key, she closed escrow on this great Colton property. This is 500 Valley Boulevard, almost 1 full acre right next to the freeway over here in Colton. This should be the 10 freeway, and sold for 1.135 million. Excited for her and her sale on this building. And I know she's putting together more commercial transactions in the future. So she should have a great year as well, because I know she's got another one in escrow right now, very similar to this one. Henry Lou's got 239 Gunsmoke Drive in Diamond Bar. This is almost 1,300 square foot, beautiful single family for rent, $3,000 a month. Talk to Henry if you got anyone leasing in Diamond Bar. Doreen Twan's got another sold. This is a closed escrow for $465,000 on La Jolla Circle in La Mirada. 2 beds, 2 baths, 1,025 square feet. Congrats, Doreen. You always do great work. And I'm so excited for your work done with our company for so long. And Henry just leased out Redgate Circle for Diamond Bar. 5 beds, 4 baths, 2,400 plus square foot living area, gorgeous home on a huge 27,000 lot in Diamond Bar. This might be a great in the country area, but this is 4,500 per month in the hills. Great, Henry, great job in getting this leased. And Jessica, I'm so proud of you and your bright young career as well. You got 320 Olive Avenue in Monrovia. This sold for $597,832.40, guys. How many times do you guys see the 40 cents? There must have been some math going on with maybe credits or paying for some purchases of services. But I'm just happy to see you got this one closed, Jessica. It's in Monrovia. Looks like it's a fixer over here and 1,062 square feet, but hey, with a 7,990 lot, you can maximize this to roughly about 3,000 square foot home on this lot. So maybe 2,900. So go ahead and very excited, Jessica. Thank you for everything and the probate as well. So closed escrow, Amy, she's got 50 Westbrook in Pomona, gorgeous home. She's having an award-winning year. She's already reached International Diamond Society level, and she sold this one for $1 million and 80 on a nice 16,000 lot, 2,700 plus square foot home. Congratulations, Amy, on a great, great year in 2021, along with so many others of you guys. Is there anything else you guys want to pitch? Any coming soons or need help with anything, needs and wants? If not, I'll go ahead and let you know that if you need help with the Coldwell Banker tools, you can always call the hotline. It's 1-877-426-5393. They can help you reset your password. They can help you explain and how to navigate the CB exchange. And I'm going to invite our brand ambassador to teach us some of the tools as well. I taught it in my YouTube channel already, but she has some different things to share with you in a much better way about where to go, how to and really just how to maximize the value that the brand provides. So if you miss any stuff, you can always use those links. In closing, if opportunity doesn't knock, then you build your own door. Okay. So go ahead and have a great, great rest of the week. I'll see you guys hopefully for our potluck on Friday. And Tuesday, if you want to come to our commercial class, there is going to be limited seating. I'm going to have to space people apart. So hopefully you can mark the calendars and join us then for one of my first live trainings in 2021. Okay. I'm so excited to bring people back together. All right. Thank you all for being here and staying to the very, very end.
Thank you. Have a great week. Thank you, Kelvin, for all the bits of wisdom we get from you. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Kelvin.
Yep,
Thank you, John.
Bye, Sylvia.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week. Reach out.
You
If you need
too.
anything.